Jump
the
in.
argument weigh the same if you would weigh if you would reverse it? Would the argument have the same weight? Like,
Absolutely.
okay, are black men would black women be able to sit up here and argue the fact that black men it's a myth that black men are undateable or something like that?
Yes.
No,
Would it go?
I think that it's the same. I think it goes both ways. I think that there are black men and black women that are undateable. I also believe that there has always been black men and black women that are undateable. I think
Got
that
it.
even though we are in this space and we want every man and every woman to be the best version of themselves, but the reality of it is everybody won't be the best version of themselves, and the people that aren't the best version of themselves are 9 out of 10 going to be and procreate with other people that are not the best version of themselves. So the only thing that we can do, and the only thing that we have seen pretty much every successful culture do, is focus on the ones that do and are able to make those better decisions and become better people. And we focus on them and build our culture around those people.
I'd like to add to Viz's point that when I asked them the question. I've asked women this question on other shows. Was like, what percentage of women and men would you consider marriageable? And it was hovering between 30% and 45%. And I would say that realistically speaking, if everybody was able to be honest, they would have said 30%. And I think that's a failure as a group. You can't get nowhere with only 30% of your population doing right. So
No.
I think what we have to get to is about 60% of people to be marriageable and dateable. And that's the critical mass we need. Beyond that, if we keep hovering around 30%, you ain't gonna to the answer Darwin's question, you ain't getting nowhere.
How do we identify that? Okay, so out of all the women that are undateable, let's just say we came up with a consensus on that. What is the thing that is what do they have in common? I think attacking that might give us somewhere to start. Like, out of all the women who are undateable, what do they all have in common? Out of all the black women that are
I,
considered undateable.
I think on
Um.
both, I think on both sides for men and women is that people don't want to be a team player. They
Mm,
they don't want to play their role. You
mm,
know, roles, gender roles, it's been demonized now. You know,
mm.
when it's an actual thing that is a necessity in healthy cultures. And also the only way that we have seen cultures like that, where they replenish themselves essentially by getting rid of the 70%, was by exiling them, and be that by, deleting them or ignoring them. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
It,
you
it
said
was
you said delete. You said deleting them.
I mean, but that's being 100. If we go back and look at the traditional cultures throughout history, that was the way that it was handled. You know what I'm saying? But of
Do you think
course,
we
we
can go
we
back to
can't
that?
we can't do that now, of course. But the only thing that we can do, again, is encourage the people that are for it, and essentially demonize the people that aren't.
Yeah, I to his point. Like, so I remember hearing a story about the villages where there were no jails, and the number one thing they could do was put somebody out of the community, like just remove them from being able to fully function in the capacity that we need. Because at the end of the day, most people need community, especially us. We're more communal, tribal people, and we form little small tribes from wherever we are. You get excommunicated. That's the reason why people don't normally steal from their friends or do their friends wrong. Because when word spreads, it becomes hard to exist in that community, or you get pushed out. But I think to answer Darwin's question, I think the two things that's probably most common throughout them, though the men and women, would be unrealistic expectations and an unreal assessment of who they actually are.
Yes, I agree.
So that's
So
kind
all
of
right,
a
now
really blanket. Like, okay, can you unravel that a little? Okay, unrealistic expectations for
So, all right, if you're a man and normally women don't find you that attractive, and you're struggling getting average women to date you, when you get an average woman feeling as though you qualify for a more
So we
attractive
back.
woman and not taking her serious because she doesn't fit your preference type, when you've never realistically been able to get your preference type. And the same with a woman, if she has a preference and she just never can get those men outside of one night stands or a consistent 3 a.m. booty call, you have to reevaluate. Am I as valuable as I think I am? Because maybe on the market, what I'm selling is not selling for what I'm trying to sell it for.
So basically, you're saying when a man and a woman settle, they can't really know the potential of who they can get, and that's causing the issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't think most of us are undateable because we're we're literally undateable people. Like, I think it's mostly because there's an unwillingness to work with one another and make concessions. Like, there's
Yeah, I
there's
agree.
no deals being made. Everybody's just saying, I want this, and it is what it is. And if I don't get this, then fuck the rest of y'all. And if everybody has that attitude towards everybody in the world, what are you gonna get?
So basically saying compromise.
Yeah.
Compromise.
There's a lack of compromise in the date. Like, when people say the pool has got piss in it, no, y'all just there's definitely piss in the pool. But if all y'all contributed to the piss, y'all got to start making concessions out there.
Realistically, is that not what relationships is? Compromising to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Be it with your parents, be it with your brother and sister, your cousins, your work relationships with your boss, whatever
But
the case may be.
it sounds like the thing, man, when Sweeney is saying compromise on is very, very like impactful to the relationship. Not just some petty shit. Oh, we both. I like New York. No, I like Cali. Oh, let's compromise. Not that. I think what you're trying to say is something that's really like deal breaking to compromise.
But if you think about it, if you actually listen to the reasons why a lot of people break up, most of that shit is for stupid reasons.
And what is
Agreed.
okay? So from what I heard, it was financial.
Yeah, but there's levels to financial. If financial is not something in the instance of a person refuses to get a job type of financial, but I'm trying to think. Well, I've heard a financial argument before. For instance, one of the ladies broke up with her boyfriend because she said he was controlling financially, but in reality, he just wanted to stick to the plan that they came up with together. But she made a little bit more money and said, "Well, it's my money. I want to spend it on vacations this year." And he was like, "Wait, if we use this money to buy, we can get our house a whole lot sooner." And she said that he was being controlling. He wasn't being controlled. He was just trying to stick to the plan that they both actually came together and came up with together. They compromised on a plan until she made a little bit more money and then she wanted to do what she wanted to do.
Right, and that sound like, and that's what
That's
I've been
an
talking about.
exception.
When you have
That's
a
an
woman that's
exception to the
working,
norm.
you have a woman that's working and earning her own
So-
wages, bringing them to the table, and that's what you get. You get a lack of cooperation. You don't get full cooperation and submission from a woman. So it's not really a compromise. I think that goes.
But that's not full. Like they did compromise. They had a plan, and then even she contributed to the plan. She came up with the plan with them, and then she wanted to deviate from the plan that they came up with. That's not needing submission. That's needing, damn, you. If me and you work together and we had a business together and we had a plan to grow our business, and then you decide, hey, we got a little extra money. I'm about to spend all the money on a goddamn yacht. And I'm like, bro, we don't need a yacht.
But
We trying to get a second building, and you want to go and blow the extra money that we just now getting on the yacht. That's not a compromise issue. I wouldn't say that's you just throwing the plan away.
That's not being a team player.
That's called not cooperating, man. And I understand what
Fair
you're
enough,
saying.
but
It's when you can make all these deals verbally, but the thing you got to compensate for is people operating within their nature. A man operating as masculine and a woman operating feminine. When she start working and she can tell you, hey, look, you take care of the finances. If she get a job and she want to buy something, it's only
But that's her breaking her position. You know what I'm saying?
It's just her not having her word. That's why I said a lot of us do that. Like we say things, but then our nature start to come into effect.
But don't men who take care of all the household bills get the same attitude? When they don't get their way, what they do is we see men with a lot of money get divorced every day.
We see men with a lot of money get divorced every day. We see
shit.
I mean,
those are the men
we
that
don't
have
see
the
it every
most
day,
divorce.
but I will say the understanding is different.
What is it?
If you are the sole provider, there's no confusion on what you can spend when a man is the man, when a man is bringing in all the wages.